Hi, I'm Ed Kirshen, and we are at the Rodman Renshaw conference here at the St. Regis Hotel, and we're laughing prior to the camera coming on. But we have a very full day today, and sitting to my right is Mr. Phil Hartstein. Phil, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Phil is the CEO and the president of Finjan Holdings, Inc., and that trading symbol ticker is FNJN, and where do you guys trade?
We are listed on NASDAQ, proudly.
On NASDAQ. And now, I pronounced it Finjan because we had a little conversation prior to coming on camera. And give us a quick history of that.
Yeah, quick history.
Of that origin.
And it actually is an interesting origin. So, although we're newly traded on NASDAQ less than 2 years, the company's approaching its 20-year anniversary. And before we had buzzwords like cybersecurity, we were a software security company, also network security. And the company's founder, Shlomo Tabul, was developing technology to secure the internet. So most people don't realize in 1996 there wasn't a lot of internet usage. And Sun Microsystems was releasing something that they called Java. It was going to change the way that we used the internet. And what our founder realized through entering a competition with Sun Microsystems is that that was an insecure way of delivering content and information to computers. So a Finjan is actually a Middle Eastern term for a vessel or a container. And the idea was that that vessel would contain Java, and it would allow consumers to safely use that technology.
Very cool. Very cool. Give us, I mean, that's a brief overview. What is the operation of Finjan Holdings? What are you guys doing today?
It's a good question. So the company's had quite an evolution over the last 20 years. Initially in software, in the late 90s, early 2000s, we moved software into a hardware platform. Part of the reason for that is it made a lot of sense to move away from installing software on everybody's individual computers, put it in a single box, put it at a more logical point on the network, and you could better serve security technologies that way. So over our call it, last 17, 18 years of history, we've built and sold products, we've had offices around the world. Today the company's a little different. We have, I'd say, 4 major lines of business. We're still very much involved in technology and patent licensing, so that would be the first. The second is we're developing security applications, in particular for the mobile sector, so mobile security. The third would be we recently launched a services business called Cyber Risk. It's actually initially focused outside the US. And funny enough today, actually not funny, but great, today we actually have our Cyber Risk team here with us at the conference for a formal launch. And the fourth is that we also ourselves make investments in cybersecurity related technology companies. We are noting a shift from, in the 90s we had reactive technology. What Finjan developed in its day was sort of proactive, real-time, and the technologies that we're investing in today are predictive. What's in the future? What's next?
Phil, discuss your company's competitive edge, strategic advantages over your competitors.
Yeah, so competitively, it's a really interesting question. One of the things that Finjan did very wisely is, as it was bringing in venture and private equity capital and corporate investors, as it was building its technology platform, it was also filing for patent protection. So today, the company holds what we believe is a landmark patent portfolio in behavior-based threat detection and prevention technologies. So we've had a very active licensing program, which in our early days was initially technology licensing, and now is preliminarily patent licensing, or primarily patent licensing. And to us, when you're in a new space that doesn't exist and you're building something that's disruptive, you kind of wait for the market to evolve. And what we have found today is that the market has evolved to where Finjan was in the mid to late 90s. So we have a very active licensing program. We believe that's our competitive edge.
That's great. What are a few recent milestones or upcoming highlights that you'd like to share with our investment community?
It's a good question. You know, being a public company is a very dynamic thing. So some of our licensees, for example, we have a licensee, M86, which is itself a combined entity from Marshall and 86, E to the 6 back in the day. M86 was acquired by a company called Trustwave, and Trustwave was recently acquired by another company called Singtel. So in the evolution of those acquisitions, Finjan's technology continues to be available in the market. Those boxes that we built, those security appliances, you can find that technology in TrustWave and Singtel's platform. So watching that sort of technology and evolution and acquisition go forward has been fun for us. In that agreement, we had a deal in 2009 where we spun out our hardware business again in that M86 transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an exclusion for us to not compete against them. And that existed for a number of years. As of March of this year, that expired. So I would say this year has been fascinating for us because we've re-entered, and really from a different perspective, more focused on consumers than directly to businesses. We've re-entered product development. So we're developing these mobile security applications. That's a first. We have the first one on the market. It's called the Finjan Mobile Secure Browser. You can get it in the iTunes Store and the Google Play Store. But also the launch of the services business. We have 20-year brand legacy, and we thought that it would be a really great opportunity to find a way to capitalize on that. We met a great team who was formerly with Cisco out of Israel, and we had the similar ideals on where the market was going and evolving from a services perspective, and we were able to lure them away to come to Finjan and to build that services business for us. So it's been really a year of a fantastic transition for us.
That's great. Finjan Holdings is the name of the company. Their ticker symbol FNJN, trading on the NASDAQ.
That's right.
And Phil Hartstein is the CEO. Look up their company. Any additional closing comments you'd like to leave us with, Phil?
Well, I think anybody who's following the markets today sees that cybersecurity is hot. We hope that trend continues.
Okay. Thanks for
Great.
being with us.
Appreciate the
it.
opportunity.
Yep.
Thanks.
I'm Ed Kirshen with Equities.com here at the Rodman Renshaw Conference in New York. We'll see you next time.